So we are here, ready to get fired up with the nice hot cocoa and Flamingo coming in. Let's burn it up, everyone. And so our first look at Asuka, we are met with Natsumi talking to Laura as she is going to school, and then these bad boys, which I'm gonna call the Pop Team Epic Bad Boys. Yes, I'm gonna call them that. Judge me if you want, but I'm not taking it back. And basically, these guys were gonna bully Natsumi, and oh my god, the faces of the two in the background of the bald head guy. Yeah, they looked like a Epiphany and Paprika. That's why I'm calling it Top Team Epic. But luckily, Asuka comes in just the right time and doing the Sailor Jupiter style. I'll talk more about the Sailor Moon stuff later because they got a lot of talk about. But anyway, Asuka teach those boys a lesson, which made Laura love her. Now so Laura, when Asuka taught those boys a lesson, after getting up on them, Laura wanted her to become the fourth Percure right away. And right away, they just tell her about it and reveal Laura's a mermaid to Asuka, who was shocked at first, but maybe they should have painted how they were gonna approach her on the Percure topic. First, no, they didn't really care right here, and Asuka wasn't really interested in joining the fight. Now, they tried again to ask Asuka to join Percure, and that is when the student council president, who is named Yurikito Shitori, appears and wants to talk with Natsumi about the club. Natsumi wants to make sense. She can't describe what club to join, and by foreshadowing at this very point, Yukio starts to complain with there was no rooms and the club really didn't have an activity. They were doing the one thing Natsumi picked it was unacceptable. That is when Asuka steps in and decides to help. Natsumi was happy, but Asuka made it clear that she was not gonna join the club at first. So with the help of Asuka, they start to look for a club, but all of the club rooms were taken and the narrow spots were not gonna do the trick. Kind of reminds me of that episode of Smile Percure where they were looking for that secret base. Though I wasn't exactly watching the actual episode, I was watching the Glitter Force dub one, but it still counts. But anyway, Minori was able to find a spot, which was a shed on the roof, and that they could use this area for their club room. One problem was there was a lot of junk they had to clean up first. They found a lot of stuff and they decided that they should take it to the recycling center. They got a green light from Miss Sakura to turn the shed into a club room, and so they got pumping up by making plans. Minori was doing good on making the plans too, and they started doing the cleaning. Asuka remarked at how Laura was being selfish and bossy, but what you were gonna do if you were a mermaid? She can't really help at all with her tail. And mostly because she was ordering the girls around. Natsumi told her the good side of Laura and how she speaks what is on her mind. Now, Sangha was not the only one who shows her kindness to the girls and everyone around her. We saw Natsumi and Asuka's kindness towards each other. Once the work was actually done, Natsumi got everyone a melon seashell bread, which, oh my god, I wish I had one of those, but I don't live in Japan. Oh my god, I'm jealous. But anyways, it seems Natsumi really likes mango. She has a mango ice cream in episode 3, and now she's having mango bread in episode 5. As they got everything loaded up, it just seems like something like Asuka walks by Yurikyo. And so I'm thinking maybe her and Yurikyo have something together, and I'll talk about that later. That was not the only thing that was spotted out. It seems that she might have something to do with tennis too. So for today's episode, Nimori comes back and she's at the recycling center looking for anything to turn into a yandere. She spots a totem pole. And what we know about totem poles is that they represent a lot of different cultures around the world. And I know one thing about like totem poles is that a lot of them, like I see them a lot in like Hawaii and stuff and all that stuff. But anyway, let's just like move on. Sure, anyone could talk about the totem pole like culture besides me. But she uses this to turn into a yandere and steal the motivation from recycling workers. As Minori, Sango, and Natsumi get ready to transform into Percure, the group transformations are really short than unlike other group transformations when they're all like full and stocked animated. So I'm like thinking like maybe they're planning for like the 4 cures to have a big group transformation in episode 6, but this is just a theory. As they start fighting the totem pole Yarnadera, it splits apart and shoots lasers at the girls. Asuka sees this and wants over to help them, and she promotes that she will not let the girls get hurt, meaning she wants to protect them, as this helps her wake up her powers to become Cure Flamingo, the 4th cure of Tropical Rouge Percure. Now, Asuka's transformation into Cure Flamingo is like so amazing. The redness in the poses and the shapes makes her speech like awesome, in the fluttering pose. Kind of reminds me how he was calling Magical Cinnamon in his live stream for Flamingo, Red Boy Green. If he's watching this, hi. You're an awesome queen boy. Anyways, back to the video. Now, time for Cure Flamingo's first fight. Here, she's like fighting fantastically incredible. She's got the smarts, she's got the glory, all to keep the fight going strong. Her bravery in this episode is so epic for her debut. Sailor Jupiter in the house? Now let's talk about her attack, Swooping Flamingo Smash, also known as Bumby's Flamingo Smash. Got a lot of fiery to this attack. It also is really crazy how she like hits it with the attack like a tennis ball racket. Still thinking she has something to do with the sport. And I like how it had like the flamingo foot as like the tennis racket. And so like she hit the totem pole Yanadera with it, and oh my god, it was like burnt to the crisp for victory. Now Asuka has come to join the team now. She got the stuff, but when she makes the decision to join the team and also the club, she says something above the line saying, being able to trust teammates again. Now, I don't know what this means, but I have a feeling that this might have something to do with her relationship towards the student council president, Shiratori, and I think we're going to find that out in episode 6. So we'll see what happens there. Well, I've been seeing a lot of Sailor Moon references in Percure lately. Now, I don't have a problem with this, and I don't see that Tori is pointing it out in some way I'm thinking of it. I think this should just be mentioned because of how Asuka is like Sailor Jupiter in the pop team of Bad Boys. So in the 90s, when Sailor Jupiter is introduced, something happens between Usagi and Natsumi. Bad Boys come over and they start to pick a fight and bully the two. Then we got Asuka, who's like Makoto, stepping in to teach these boys a lesson by being the cram album. This also goes over in a Healing Good Percure final arc. King Byogen, after absorbing Darizin, becomes Neo King Byogen. Kind of sounds like Neo Queen Serenity. And then there is Star Twinkle Percure. Uni's outfit Phantom Thief Persona outfit looks a lot like Tuxedo Mask's, with the pose, the top hat, and the glasses that are shaped like his mask, a little. Anyways, I just wanted to point these out. This has nothing to do with like some kind of like what I'm thinking of, but I just want to like point out the references if anyone else has seen it. But back to Tropical Rouge. It seems this might come into play with Asuka and Yuko relationship in episode 6, and it's the main focus of what the club is going to be about, as we didn't see a flashback of Asuka like what we saw from she thinks that makes her the way she is. Like for Sango, she was thinking that she was a sword down because she thought that Q was a purple tulip, but everyone else picked pink tulips instead of her. We got Minori's story being rejected for the first and causing her to not tell of her own beliefs, like her believing in mermaids. We even get a little bit of Natsumi telling how she didn't really had a lot of people her age that were on the island when she lived. And just a little bit of personal back, this kind of reminds me of my friend who lives in a neighborhood with a lot of elderly people since she lives with her grandparents. But anyway, there's a lot of grandchildren in the area, and they're not really her age, obviously. She sometimes feels very lonely, and yeah, I'm kind of the only one over there. But anyways, enough about that. But anyway, I just wanted to say that how it kind of makes me feel similarity between this part. But anyways, this is the end of the review. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of what I do on my channel. And as So-chan, I am out of here, trying to make that reference. I am out of here.